What's up YouTube, this is Jabber Tech, and you know it's Friday, so we got to talk about what happened this week. So the big announcement yesterday was from Samsung, and I talked with a buddy of mine, Lee, on a live podcast yesterday, so go check that out if you'd want to. But I'm just going to tell you why I'm a little frustrated with the new Gear Watch. Now this is not the Gear Watch, this is the Gear Sport. Just a little history for those of you that don't know. The original S3 Frontier was announced and released in November, around November, give or take, depending on your country. But it was announced and released in November of 2016, so that's almost 2 years ago. And I'm a little disappointed because I wanted more from Samsung, especially since they had 2 whole years to kind of come up with something new and listen to users' comments and just sort of get feedback from current generation Gear S3 users. Now, I couldn't mention it before, but I did a focus group with Samsung on upcoming watches about 3 months ago, and I was a little disappointed with what I saw there, but what came out was sort of what they showed us, and it's a Frontier 2.0. While that's not a bad thing, the Frontier and the Classic are a great design. I think they're awesome designs, definitely a classic timepiece. I got a few gripes with it, and I want to keep this video short, and I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments below. But the one main gripe I have with the Frontier 2.0, aka the Galaxy Watch, is for the larger version we only get a 2-tone color option. Why does the smaller version get different color options and the larger edition is this 2-tone color? Some of you might like it. I think it looks alright, probably grow on me if I got it. But where's that Stealth Black Knight edition? Where's that Stealth all black like we have with the Frontier edition? I think the bigger model, we should have had more color options. I like the smaller model getting the gold and you know, the black. That's cool. But why don't you give us some more options for the bigger model? You know most people are going to buy the bigger model. That's just the one gripe I have with it. The second gripe I have with it, now I made a video about my top 5 or whatever, top 6 things I wanted to see from the Frontier on Monday before it was announced. And one of those things was a better water resistance. So we did get the 5 ATM resistance like we have on the Gear Sport, but in order to achieve that 5 ATM rating, they had to go with a plastic back, like what's on the Gear Sport, to achieve that 5 ATM rating. And why that might not be a big deal to some, it's a big deal because there's no longer MST technology. So for those of you that don't know what MST technology, it's something that Samsung's put in their phones for a couple generations now. That's the magnetic swipe technology. So basically it fools the credit card terminal into thinking that you're actually swiped your credit card by magnetic pulses and whatnot. And that was awesome. I loved using that thing on my wrist because whenever I got gas and I ran into a Quickie Mart or something, I didn't have to take my phone, I could just use my watch and pay, and that was a huge deal. NFC payments are popping up more and more everywhere around the city and in more places. Definitely the chains are getting them, but still a lot of places don't have the new terminals, so MST came in really handy. And while you can still use it on your phone, it was just super convenient to have on the watch. So while I'm happy we got better water resistance, I'm not happy because they got rid of one of the key features that most of us loved on the Frontier and the Classic, and that's the MST technology. So that's a downer. Another thing that I don't like is I really wanted to see better fitness tracking. So while they call this one the Gear Sport, fitness tracking is kind of basic, but for the average user, it's pretty much just fine. It works just well. But I definitely wanted them to put in a little bit more in terms of fitness details. So give us a VO2 max. Now they did give us that stress level. Some of you might think that's cool or not, but I personally know when I'm stressed and when I'm not. I don't need a watch to tell me that I'm stressed. I kind of know when I'm stressed, so that's a little bit of a gimmick. So I'm not too happy with that. I would have liked to have seen more fitness options. Now they say they increased the number from 60 to 90 or something like that, but that's only if you like manually say, hey, I'm doing crunches, it'll start doing it, or it can automatically detect it. But I wanted more information, more details on fitness, or more details on my runs, and they haven't done that, so I'm a little disappointed with that. Another thing I'm disappointed with is we don't get premium options. So we don't really have like a ceramic bezel which would prevent the watch from getting scratches as easily. The Frontier, Classic, Sport, they all get scratched very easily, so I'm a little disappointed we don't have a harder material for that bezel. And I'm also disappointed, while this is just a sapphire screen, I know that would increase the cost quite significantly, but I think some people would pay for it. How about, to keep things simple with premium options, give us an OEM metal band. You know everyone's buying metal bands for your watches. give us a Samsung high quality premium band and charge us $100 more, $60 more, whatever it is. I guarantee you most people would buy it because a metal band on the Frontier and the Classic just looks super cool, super hot in my opinion. But that's another thing I'm a little disappointed at. So as I mentioned, I'm not buying it on day one. I'm gonna wait for a deal, and when I find that deal I probably will buy it, but I'm not super happy about the two-toned option personally. I'm gonna have to go to Best Buy, check it out myself when it's released August 24th. So let me know in the comments below if the lack of MST is a big deal for you, if the lack of premium options is a big deal for you, is the lack of more fitness software a deal breaker for you. But let me know in the comments below. I really want to know what you guys think. Just in general, as people who love tech, I know a lot of us right now are saying, I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. A lot of us are going to get it. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's not try and kid ourselves. So let me know in the comments below. Are you getting it day one? Are you waiting for that deal like me to justify some of these shortcomings? But let me know in the comments below. We can keep this going down there. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next one.